Good morning, giant pumpkin growers, and welcome back to a new season. And yeah, especially the new growers that's growing the pumpkins for the first time. I just want to quickly make a video on how I start my seeds, because this is normally where some of the people are doing it maybe wrong or don't get it right, and then they get discouraged and stop the whole story. Okay, so let me dust off my English and start this thing. What we're going to need is a professional germination mix, very important. A bucky or a scoop or a potjie, whatever, to start your seed in. A few good seeds. And then this is very important, one of my secrets, organic seaweed concentrate, kelpak, yeah, and a scissor and so on. And this to just sand your seeds edges. Alright, so what you want to do now is sand the edges of this seed all along the sides. Not difficult with only one hand, but the whole thing is you want to let it look like a hamburger when you are finished. The reason why we do this is that sometimes the seed is very harde gat, what you call very hard around the corners, and this is why the pumpkin sometimes doesn't germinate inside the small embryo, or it's getting rot inside because it can't break through this thick walls. It must look something like this. You don't want to sand the front end of the pumpkin seed too much, because this is where the finger comes out of the pumpkin finger. It's very sensitive on the front end. We can now go on to the next step. Now I take my kelpak or seaweed concentrate. It's a plant growth regulator which will improve the root, shoot and flower development of the pumpkin and the plants. In this video we're only just going to use it for preparing our seed. Now I've just thrown the seed inside, mix it around, and then we must wait about 6 to 8 to 12 hours. It all depends on the seed itself. And when the seed starts to sink to the bottom, or you can see it becomes bloated, then you know your seed is right to plant out into a bucket. Few hours later it will look something like this. I've turned around a bit and so on. As you can see, the seed looks like an oyster now. Woo! It sucked up a lot of this kelpak, organic seaweed, and now it's ready to be planted out into a potjie. Okay, good. So now we fill up our pot with this nice germination mix. It's a mixture of peat moss and all that fine organic stuff. Okay, something like this. Okay, so now you take your seed and plant it at the 45-degree angle, not too deep, into this soft germination mix. Alright, and there you have it. Then you can take the rest of the kelpak, some just mix it with water, lekker, a drink like that, and then you just feed your pumpkin. Remember not to make your soil too wet, because if it's too wet, the seed will maybe rot. And now we put it in a warm place for the next 7 or so on days, and then your pumpkin will hopefully germinate. Okay, so now you take your pumpkin seed box pot to a warm place. I normally use my tool set for this purpose, and inside here I have the magic box. This is just a cool box. that I've transformed into a germination box with some LED lights on top and the thermometer or whatever meter inside just to take the temperature. And yeah, then I put my potjie inside and then just take some water mixed with kelp and just now and then come and spray this pot. And yes, now we must just wait for the 7 days. So I close the lid. Okay, there you go. And then I just monitor the temperature. Must be around 25 and 30 degrees. It's a bit hot now because it's at the daytime. But yeah, the lights will give enough heat off to have a stable temperature of about 25, 29 degrees around there. Okay.
Jy ook so lief vir my. Daar's 'n deel van jou wat vry wil bly, maar die ander deel van jou wil net die hele tyd vry. Waar kry jy jou luk vandaan? Always op op die stoep gestaan. Bikkie bokkie baby, dis 'n skande dat niks ooit ook verander nie. Pampoene op die dak,